This is Language Manzil channel and it's a basic English session. Our topic is misplaced modifiers. A language is like a food item. In the process of cooking, you add the right amount of spice at the right moment of time only to make the food tastier. Similarly, you use appropriate words in a sentence to make your language more effective. But remember, the use of extra spice may spoil your food. And similarly, use of extra words or misplaced words may spoil your language also. This frequently happens with the use of modifiers, adjectives, and adverbs, including adjectival and adverbial phrases and clauses. So take care of these things. This may create confusion and sometimes very funny situations. So let's have some sentences. Once you understand this basic problem, the solution is in your hand. Number one, the simplest form of this frequently happens with words like only, nearly, simply, even, just, etc. Any change of position of these words may create confusion and change the meaning entirely. Here we have an example. Only 5 words are there in the sentence, and we can use the word only in different places and see the change of meaning. Number 1, only I can speak Bengali. Only is the modifying word. So only I, stress is on I, the pronoun. It means, say, we are 5 persons talking together and only I can speak Bengali means nobody else can speak Bengali. Now change the position of only. I can only speak Bengali. Now I can only speak. I cannot read. I cannot write. So see the change of meaning here. And in the third sentence, once again change the position of the word only and see the meaning. I can speak only Bengali. I cannot speak English. I cannot speak Hindi. I cannot speak French. I can speak only Bengali. So the word only is the modifier and it goes on changing the meaning of a sentence. Number 2, like only, nearly to can be very ambiguous. We have 2 sentences. My dad nearly lost 7,000 rupees. Nearly lost. Did my father lose any amount? No. Nearly lost means he was on verge of losing it. He was in a position he could lose the amount, but he did not. In the next sentence, my dad lost nearly 7,000 rupees. Now, he actually lost the amount, and that amount is nearly 7,000. Not exactly 7,000, but almost, very close to that amount, 7,000. So in these 2 sentences, meaning is entirely different. Take care of this. In the third example, you have the reason to confuse between the subject and object. I mean, the use of modifier is so tricky that you are not sure whether the modifier is referring to the subject part or the object part. In that case, you have to use some more words to make the sense clear. For example, the soldier shot a terrorist with an AK-47. If you are critical, then there is some confusion. You are not sure whether the soldier was holding the AK-47 or the terrorist was holding the weapon. So if you want to make this more clear, then you have to say, the soldier who had an AK-47 shot the terrorist. There is no confusion now. It is the soldier who was holding the weapon. And in the next sentence, the soldier shot a terrorist who was armed with an AK-47. Now, it is the terrorist who was holding the AK-47. So you see the role of modifiers in a sentence. It may create confusion unless and until you give appropriate words to make it clear. Another example of this kind, quite a funny one. Last night, my dad chased a thief in his underwear. Last night, my dad chased a thief in his underwear. Now, the question is, who was in his underwear? Was it my dad? Was it the thief? You have to make it clear, and you have to supply words, modifiers to make it clear. So last night, my dad, who was in his underwear, chased a thief. No confusion. It was my dad who was in his underwear. And now the next one. Last night, my dad chased a thief who was in his underwear. This time, the thief was in his underwear. And come to the last sentence. There is a use of modifier that is again confusing. Simple comma, punctuation mark, that can solve the problem. The sentence is like this. The naughty boys who knock frequently annoy the neighbors. The naughty boys who knock frequently annoy the neighbors. So there are two verbs, one is knock and another is annoy, and in between them there is the modifier frequently. Now you don't know whether this frequently referring back to the subject part or it is referring to the object part of the sentence. So how to make it clear? Just use a comma and the problem will be solved. So in the first sentence, the naughty boys who knock, comma, frequently annoy the neighbors. The naughty boys who knock, comma, frequently annoy the neighbors. Here, frequently goes to the object part, second part of the sentence. And the naughty boys who knock frequently annoy the neighbor. In this sentence, the word frequently refers back to the first part, that is the subject part. So simple use of a comma may solve the problem. Hope you understand what we mean by misplaced modifiers. These are simple form of misplaced modifiers. There are more complicated examples, including, say, dangling modifiers. We can check them up in a separate session. But this time, question is how to solve this problem. Sometimes you have to use some suitable words. And of course, you must remember that the modifier must be placed very close to the word that you want to modify. That means modifier and the modified. These two items should come very close together. In that case, there won't be any confusion. Hope you have understood what we mean by misplaced modifiers, and you can take care of your sentence. So this much today. Have a nice time. Watch our video, like them, dislike them, comment on them, share with your friends, and of course subscribe to our channel. So thank you very much. Have a very nice day.